Howdy, Eric. Can you please take the opportunity to introduce yourself and the restaurant where you live? Tell us a little.
All right. My name is Erik Gutiérrez. I work at the Union, the building behind me. Uh, I live in Volcano as well. My commute's very easy. It's 8 minutes.
8 minute drive?
8 minute drive.
Nothing.
Yeah.
That's yeah. I think my commute's about 15. I gotta go across town, but you just gotta roll down the hill, huh?
Yeah. It's just coming down the hill. No traffic at all.
Lovely.
Occasionally some deer, but
You don't think quarantine has affected your commute time? You haven't dramatically changed?
not really.
Okay.
I haven't seen that change. But it's it is nice.
Okay, so thanks for partnering with us to do this conversation, this chat, and then also for running a special tonight paired with a Yorba wine. The wine is called the Third Generation. The Battery is Dying. You partnered with Yorba Wines, and we're doing a wine pairing tonight. You're running a special, and the wine is going to be the Third Generation Red Blend, which is a combination of, I think, 6 or 8 different grapes that were harvested in 2011, made by the third generation, so made by the younger Kramers in that family. And all of the parts weren't quite right separately, but when we found that we combined them together, they really sang. And so this is a second label. It's a table wine for us. Price point is key. But can you tell us about the special that you're offering tonight? And then afterwards, we'll talk about how you came to decide on that special based on what you tasted in the wine.
Yeah. So we tried the wine, Tracy and I, and the way Tracy does her wine pairing is a really interesting and educational way. So we just got a little stuff from the stations, put it on a sheet tray, and we just tried it out. And we found that so the special is going to be a lamb meatball with sun-dried tomato pesto, sautéed mushrooms, and it's going to go over some fresh heirloom tomatoes. We found that the earthiness of the mushrooms and then the gaminess from the lamb paired really well with the wine.
Well, lamb and Syrah are classic pairings, but Syrah is familiar to this wine because it is earthy. It goes a mix between red and purple fruits, and then it's also got a great tannin structure, with really helps with something meaty. But there's some the varietals in there that add acidity that make it refreshing, which is complemented on the plate with tomatoes. And I love when you're putting heirloom tomatoes underneath all of this, which are just going to soak up and catch all of that flavor.
Yeah.
And so for people interested in this, I know you're doing a carry-out kit. Can they also get this tonight here?
Yeah, well, I'll be running it as the special as well.
Okay, great. So they can come in, and you guys are dining all out in the patio right now.
Yeah, we're doing only outdoor patio dining service, which is perfect because the weather is beautiful.
Mm-hmm. So the point of the Feasting in the Foothills is to talk to chefs, local chefs, and we really want to shine the light on you guys and learn more about you. And so doing a pairing is just an intro for us to do that. Well, we want to take the chance to learn more about Erik and the Union and kind of your journey. So if we could start with you, can you describe that journey, where it started for you? I'll give a preliminary. Erik and I met in culinary school, and we were partners in the baking and pastry semester of the Delta College culinary program. And we were super friendly right off the bat. We knew how to jib and jab. We worked together really well. We took care of each other. But that was my first intro to you. So can you kind of take it from there, what brought you to that point, and then some of the steps after that?
Yeah, so growing up, I grew up in Stockton. Took the culinary program right after high school. Didn't look back, just went with it. And that's where we met, and we kind of, we met a lot of our close friends now because of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just taking the program and meeting Mark and Tracy.
Mark Berkner, who owns the Union and Taste, and Rest Hotel, he runs the culinary arts program for Delta College.
Yes, and so that's how we met, and how I got introduced to Amador County, how I got introduced to Volcano Union, Taste in Plymouth. Before that, I didn't think. Well, first of all, this restaurant in particular existed, so it was a nice introduction going through the program, and we've also worked with chefs prior to Mark together, like Valley Brew with Chef Erik.
Yep.
And so we worked some shifts together, and it was cool. And I think you could agree with this, where it was like you come in the morning, you just do your program, you learn, you get educated, and then you go and work a night shift and practice all the things that you just you learn.
It was hands-on. I mean, there's one thing about being in culinary school, which is kind of a sheltered environment, and then being at Valley Brew, which is this ragtag group of guys, that classic culinary feel, of what that rough and ready kitchen was like. Was that intro for me at Valley Brew. You're working with all sorts of people with different paths, and we still come together to execute great food in this really fun, vibrant environment.
Yeah, definitely was one of my memorable times working there too. Just the way you described it, it was just nice. It was, I got heated, but it got everybody buckled down and did their best.
Yeah. It got heated on both sides, in the back of the kitchen and sometimes up in the front.
Yeah.
Okay, that leads us to like Amador County. You being here now, can you take a step back, maybe those 2 years, 3 years before you were the chef here, and what brought you to be the chef at the Union now?
Yeah, so I've been here for 3.5 years being the chef, but I worked for Mark and Tracy at the Union and at Taste prior to that. Then I went to Berkeley, lived there for 2 years, met talented chefs down there as well, and kind of got to see a different perspective in food, and what food is and things like that. What brought me back was the opportunity to be the chef here. There was a goal that I wanted to achieve when I was 18, or when I first met Mark and Tracy, and that was being the chef here and being introduced to Micah when he was the chef here. I remember being in pantry cook and just being like, I want to take his job. And
Mike is like that. Mike is always like, hey, you should want my job, and if you can't get my job, you should want whoever's above you.
Yeah.
If you're a pantry, you want grill. If
Yeah.
you're grilled, you want saute. If you're saute, you want expo.
Yeah.
I've gained a lot from working with Mike, and I think you have too.
Yeah.
So can you tell us maybe some of the joys and challenges about working up here in Amador County?
Yeah,
Start with joy first.
The joy of it is just how much the community really feels a part of the Union. There's definitely a fan base, or there's a following for
regulars.
Yeah, the regulars, and getting to knowing the regulars, getting to know the food that they like, the style of food that they like. That's the joy, just seeing regular faces all the time and coming to try the food. And hearing stories like, oh yeah, Micah used to be the chef here and he used to do this dish, or even Mark and stuff like that. It's like, people that I looked up to have their mark here as well, and hearing stories like that and how much they've followed us for the whole time. It's a commitment.
The Union has like legacy, maybe like a powerful word for that, but along those lines, it has some great chefs that have come through to make the Union, to run it for several years, and to establish a brand that is so friendly. Being out here, and so leading into that, the Union. Can you describe the Union more? What the Union looks like in, let's say, normal operating? What is like last July since we're here right now. What does that look like as a chef?
Definitely more people. Definitely more seats.
Yeah.
Compared to last year, or compared to this year, I should say, there was less challenges in last July than current.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, full operations, Saturday, Sunday, weekends.
How many covers are you doing on weekends?
On our normal operation on weekends, we would do like 150.
Okay.
It's
a big shift from right now.
Yeah.
What are you doing right now?
Probably. I mean, we hit the hundreds still. Last Saturday was unbelievably busy, but okay. But we did it. Everybody cranked everything out and
felt comfortable.
Yeah, it was great.
People felt happy.
Yeah, it was. Well, obviously the service was different.
Mm-hmm.
We've done more of a chalkboard menu and counter service, and switched the module a little bit due to the
current
situations that we find ourselves in.
Totally.
But I'm the patio, regardless, has always gotten hit, and
we're super fortunate to be able to have a space.
Yeah,
like
for
this.
sure.
There's other restaurants that are not able to shift outside,
yeah.
And we're doing this interview on your patio, and it's glorious. There's waterfalls. There's these beautiful slab tables here.
Yeah, everybody wants to sit on a stone table.
Uh-huh. I keep telling people to upcharge these tables. If you want to sit at the Union Stone table, you're gonna have to pay like a bottle fee. Like room service.
Yeah,
fee.
the luxury fee.
Yeah, VIP.
Yeah, no, yeah. It's cool that we have this fortunate patio, because when things went from indoor to outdoor dining, I know there's restaurants out there that have been struggling to see what that means for them, and for us it was just another regular service, just not having people inside,
mm-hmm.
which it was fortunate to have.
So one thing I want to hit on, you have this great community supporting you who are your customers, your fan base, your regulars, but I also think that you've done a great job in the past and currently curating a culture and a community inside the restaurant. I've had the fortune of working alongside you in different roles, but can you talk about what it's like? You've had a lot of high schoolers pass through the kitchen, and you're teaching them skills, and it's not just the actual action. But I think you're teaching them a lot more. And do you feel like a responsibility? How did it come that you just had so many high schoolers running your kitchen with you?
It's been definitely a process.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think that me being the chef and having the role here, I was going to be mentoring kids or young adults, I should say. But it is nice to see a younger generation or younger crowd running my kitchen that have so much passion to make sure that everything is correctly done, and the pride that they take with them as well on the work that they do, regardless if it's cleaning a unit or searing a salmon or cooking a perfect steak.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really awesome for them that they could go out and cook for themselves.
Absolutely.
And
that's something that they'll just take with them forever.
Yeah. And
now you've ingrained this kind of passion inside of them, even if that's not going to be professionally.
Yeah.
I feel like once you get a taste of a kitchen, you can show up at a party and just take over.
Yeah,
take
just
over
cook.
the food.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love that guy?
And there was a cook who went off and did now he works at a cow fires, and he got accepted to that, and he still sends me pictures like, check it out.
Yeah.
I grilled this for my crew.
Making people happy.
Yeah, and it's just cool. The fact that you're taking that and implementing it somewhere else is rewarding. You know, when they were here, or when they get here, they got their knives. I took them to the kitchen store, getting them all prepped up. But it's just I think it's everybody's responsibility to inspire young people to care about what they're doing and making sure that in their steps of their way to being an adult, they know that they could be whatever they like or whatever they want in this community or outside of this community, and traveling, and it's beyond Amador County.
Yeah, it's beyond just the kitchen.
Yeah.
And so I want to congratulate you and say I'm proud of you for doing that, for watching you do that. I think it's not only for young people, but I think sometimes young people are easier to impress on. And I also think at times like this, even we need to continue to inspire, our coworkers, our acquaintances, and strangers to be more than themselves.
Yeah.
To do something bigger and better.
Yeah.
So we have a bunch of questions from the tasting room.
Okay.
These are curated by myself, Ann Kramer, and most importantly, our tasting room manager, Miss Kelsey. And so we're going to start with the simple one, break the ice. My favorite vegetable is the carrot. I'm probably going to get a carrot tattoo eventually. I took this awesome video of 2 carrots like hugging, sent to my wife about love this morning. But do you have a favorite carrot? Or do you have a
favorite carrot?
Do you have a favorite carrot of the day? I bet you do. Do you have a favorite vegetable?
Favorite vegetable, I would have to say, is the bok choy.
Okay.
You could have it blanched, roasted, raw. Tastes great just with the seasoned, like just salt and pepper. Plain, it's just delicious.
Is that how you would choose to do it? I mean, if like I walked up with some food and we're just gonna hang out as friends, and I'm like, Eric, I got bok choy. I know you love it.
I would just throw it on the grill.
Bingo. Cool.
Boom.
Yeah, charcoal, gas. I mean, whatever works.
Whatever works.
Yeah.
A bok choy is a bok choy. It's gonna taste good.
Yeah. Cool. So your pickles.
Pickles. Yeah.
Can you tell me about the pickles that you do here at the Union?
Yeah. So what we do at the Union with our pickles is we try to first identify the vegetable that we're gonna do, or pickle, and then we kind of go from there. We start seeing what spices will go with it, what vinegar we would want to use. We try to have a variety on the pickle platter to keep it interesting. That way you're not so monotone in flavor.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll toast the coriander seeds or fennel and blend it in there. Maybe you'll use rice wine vinegar. It's all kind of just having fun with it. And because it's a pickling item, it's normally going to be a seasonal pickle or vegetable. So it's kind of fun to, you just have that, like last year when we introduced watermelon salad, we kept the rinds and did a pickled rind watermelon, or watermelon rinds. And that was very popular, but it just adds different elements to it. That way you're not just eating your standard pickle.
Yeah, I've been fermenting a lot. Probably seen pictures. It's been really fun playing with different acidity levels.
Yeah.
Different sources of acidity. It makes things so refreshing, and I've been gearing towards adding to things that I wouldn't really think of adding it to before, just because I think it adds a subtle, it's not a major flavor component, it's just a subtle background flavor. Can you talk about, we haven't lost it yet. Okay. Since we're having some battery. Okay, do you have a Culinary Everest? This is something that you want to try to make, even if you keep failing every single time you make it.
Yes. That item is pho. No matter how much tries I do, it's still not as perfect as if you were to go order it at a Vietnamese restaurant. I've tried different broths. I've tried different noodles. I've tried... last year I had the opportunity to use some lobster broth and try to poach some shrimp in there, and it was good and delicious, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't what I expected it to be. Something about these small little places in, Stockton and stuff, and you go eat pho, it's like dang, I can't do this.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just so flavorful. But you know, I'll continue to try. Another thing I would want to do is also introduce the noodles to it. I love my pho with egg noodles instead of the rice noodles. I think it adds a lot more flavor and it's more filling. But yeah, that's what I would say. It's my verse.
Damn, I can't get it.
Yeah, it's
Not this time.
No, maybe next time. But I'll have a meal at the end. That's all right.
Yeah, we'll not be hungry too.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about maybe your fast food, your mundane food binges? If you're gonna have something drive through, what does that look like for Eric?
That looks
what does that
like.
taste like?
Well, here we go. It used to look like this. I used to going down to Stockton and start my morning, get pho in the morning, then later in that lunch period get a 4x4 from In-N-Out, and then get Buffalo Wild Wings at 10:30 at night. And it was those are two things. In-N-Out 4x4s are like my guilty pleasures, and then the Buffalo Wild Wings or the wings, just any wings.
Okay.
Just any wings, bone in, buffalo sauce, ranch.
Oh, that's my question. What is your preferred dipping sauce?
Yeah.
You're a ranch guy. I'm a ranch guy too.
Yeah, I'm not a blue cheese fan.
Depends. I could do a good blue cheese. I think it's got to be paired with the right wing, though.
Yeah.
You can't just dip anything in blue cheese.
Yeah, that's true.
No.
But that's what I would go with.
Okay, do you have a dish or special that you get excited about making every time you make it?
I'm going to go ahead and say the chili relleno here at the Union, just because it's, first of all, just stands out, just because I just did it for a special.
Okay.
But it's also a dish that I bring back every year.
I've noticed
people have enjoyed it and have been craving it, and we sold out the last week special on it. But it's just a good dish for me to remember to do, because I remember the first time I did it, I really thought about how I could introduce a Hispanic flair to the menu, but still keep it summer-like, making it vibrant, making vegetables still stand out. So I figured the summer's perfect for the chili relleno, because, I mean, it goes far from just composing it. It was also what season is it going to be at its prime? And that's why I take it away as well. But you have your cilantro lime sauce, and that's like refreshing and has nice acid. You have the what I do is the roasted heirloom tomatoes, or those scraps from the heirloom tomatoes with the Greek salad that we have on the menu. We roast those and do a tomato sauce with that, and that's the tomato sauce that goes in the Spanish rice risotto.
Okay.
And then, we have our grilled summer squash, our patty pans, and it just, the whole thing, and just creating a nice batter for it. Contacting Micah from Taste and saying, what have you done with a chili relleno before, and kind of comparing notes. So it's one of those dishes where I just remember putting a lot of effort into it and making sure that the flavor was on point.
What kind of chilies do you use for your
I use
chili?
Anaheim.
Anaheim's? Are those sweet Anaheim's?
No, it depends on how they are sometimes. Sometimes they're a little spicier. Sometimes they just have the right heat. But they have a little sweetness to it, but it's more of just the heat aspect.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to tell us about the Union, about yourself, about some of your favorite things. Can you tell us about what Erik wants and what Erik may see himself becoming? Sometimes it's called the dream. Maybe you don't have that yet. I certainly do, and I as one of your friends and someone who cares about you, I hope that you do, and I want to hear about what that looks like.
Yeah. Well, my dreams and my goals now look a little bit more concrete now. Now that I've been adulting a lot more, getting more serious with what I want and where I see myself in. Definitely see myself in this county, with for a long time. I see see owning my own place at one point with my partner, knowing that we could work together in the same kitchen and be able to kind of team up and just make things happen is awesome.
He's a chef as well, right?
Yeah, he's a chef here at the Union as well. So he's pretty much my other half, you know.
Yeah.
Just, we work really well, and we have support and respect for each other, and we just go home every day and just talk about hits and misses and kind of still rebalance everything. And but that's awesome because it makes the goal that I want for us a lot more visible.
Stable,
stable.
Like a reality.
Yeah, it's more like it's actually a reality that we could do that. Definitely in the next 3 or 4 years, I would like to be at Taste, take over Micah. After your job, bro.
Always.
But you know, it's just revisiting goals that I had for myself when I was, when we were at Delta students,
what we thought this world.
Yeah, what we thought and what we thought we wanted, and I thought when I left the first time from Amador, I thought I would never be up here again. It was one of those things that I kind of just I guess that it's going to be a different chapter.
This chapter's over.
And so, and then that's why I moved to Berkeley, and I thought I was going to live in the Bay Area for a long time, and then that just changed, and then I got reintroduced back here, and what better way to get reintroduced than being the chef at the Union?
Absolutely.
Than
a staple.
Yeah, where it was like, heck yeah, I wanted this from get-go. So it was nice. My dreams and stuff from the future, definitely, it's more of just how can I run a place now? How can I do it and make it successful?
Totally.
That's what I have.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to have you and have all of your inspirations, because I see your menu, I see your food, and I'm thankful to be able to be inspired by it and to enjoy it whenever I have the chance to be here. And so it's great to know that, like myself, there's no other foodie, chef extraordinaire that's going to be in the county for a little while, because it's a goal of mine too.
Yeah.
So Erik, thanks for taking the time and putting together this special with Yorba Wines, and for sitting down to chat.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime.
Yeah. Round 2.
There you go.
Check.
It was on there. So you're just going to mesh them?
Yeah. Yeah, it'll work fine.
If you didn't lose the Death Star story, I want that on there.
Okay. I think we might have that. It's pretty early on.
Yeah.
So we probably do have it. Erik once dared me to throw a Space Star.
We made a Death Star. Death Star cake.
Yeah.
For a project, and we were up on the 3rd level.
Yeah.
And we were gonna throw it over the balcony, and we got caught.
Yeah, we did.
That would have been great.
That's okay.
But moving forward.
Yeah.
It was.